We are headed out to meet our driver and make our way to the Valley of the Kings. So come along, we'll show you. We're doing the whole day without a guide, so we'll show you how possible it is and help you decide if that's what you want to do. Okay, so we have just got to the ticket office for the Valley of the Kings, and here we got to be a little more careful. I want to make sure we get the extra entrances to a couple of the Ramses tombs. This is a large area, so exploring it on our own will be a little bit of an adventure. I've researched what I could, but probably should have done a little more lane poolside. You can see all of the tour buses, so it's 10:30 in the morning right now. This is right when a lot of the tour guides just start getting here, first thing in the morning. I am glad that we did Hatshepsut's first because of the heat. There's no shade there. Here you'll be in tombs and stuff, so a little bit of a break. So again, you walk through the marketplace on the way in. You can get sodas, drinks, some snacks, and the same souvenirs in every place, everywhere. So it's nice if you want to support them. We have our little souvenir things keeping the shade on my neck. But we actually got these as part of our tour. So if you haven't seen our tour while we were in Hurghada, go check that one out. And we got our headscarves to keep us safe as we went out in the Sahara Desert in the sand. Your entry ticket here, you can get into most of the tombs. You cannot get into the Ramses 5 and 6, Seti, or the tomb of Tutankhamun. Those are extra. Because they have a tour guide line and a not tour guide line, which is helpful. And they do accept credit cards. One of the worst practices here is that of the water closets or the toilets. You're expected to pay. They don't provide anything. Here in the Valley of the Kings, they are not very clean, so bring your sanitizer. And right now they have tissues, but it looks like they will run out shortly, so just keep that in mind. Once you are through the ticket office, the restrooms, then you'll see the little tickets out here. It's another 10 Egyptian pounds to get the electric vehicles. And this one, you could walk, but I wouldn't want to. We're gonna let a little bit.
Wow, wow, wow.
Oh, wrong way!
Wait, oh. This picture, this photo, the video, wow. What's your name?
So we got a little bit of a ride. Okay, on second thought, the drive on the electric vehicle, it's nice, whatever. They want you to tip them for driving on top of paying the ticket price, which is annoying. We did because he let the little man drive, so that's totally fine.
I don't know if you can walk.
Yeah, there's guys walking back.
Were there?
Yeah. And so we should just walk. It looks like it goes on forever, but as soon as you get around the corner, then you're at the next entry gate, and then you're walking anyway. Now, for the fun. Took a picture of the map, so hopefully we don't get too lost. We're gonna walk towards the back and work our way forward, I think, today. So far there haven't been vendors inside here, which is nice. There is a second bathroom. It's like a trailer bathroom. So if you need to hit there, it is much less busy. We're gonna go figure out our path here. We are in Ramses 9 first. It just is your regular ticket gets you into this one. So all of the sides are depictions of the afterlife. The colors are already, it just sends my heart. I just love it.
All the mummies, they were all found here. And so all the photographs were found here.
Even the ceilings here.
No, they're not real people.
Just amazing. It's so cool that we went to the museum in Cairo first, and now you can see where the mummy was that we were able to see. And the Ramses mummies are in phenomenal condition, hair intact, their teeth still look great. It's actually really cool to see both of them. It is fantastic to see how these entrances are just buried in the mountain here. You can see where they built it up now as a site, so you can see but how easily it would have been covered up. And then not too far in, you'll see there's places to sit, get drinks and stuff. Right across from there is the entrance to the tomb of King Tut. It is extra 300 Egyptian pounds to go in there. The kids are talking about how it reminds them of we went to the Carlsbad Caverns a little bit as far as going down. This just keeps going. Kai, what do you think of all this? Look at me. It's hard. It's a little hard on the knees. The kids have decided they want to take some pictures of hieroglyphs and learn how to translate them, which will be a fun activity when we get back tonight. As we go further down, the whites in the paint are more and more intense. You get away from the sun, and the yellows and the blues. and the video doesn't pick up all of the little details to it. Like this has like a tile sort of vibe, but this is spectacular. So right when you get down the stairs is the outer sarcophagus. Like it's the big granite shell that would have held the smaller layers, and this one's completely inscribed inside and out. If you want a unique view, they'll take you over past the boundary lines and stuff for a small donation. You can totally do that. They'll help you take good pictures, they'll tell you some stuff. We prefer exploring on our own, but if you had a little bit of small change in your pocket for things like that, it's helpful. Kids are just gonna peek their heads down into the tomb of Tutankhamun. Can you see anything at all? We are at the Ramses 5 and 6. Make sure I get the right things. We're headed into the Ramses 5 and 6. It is a separate ticket. It has to be different than your regular entry. We decided it was worth it. Everything I'd read said they're some of the most amazing, and based on what we've already seen that's included, if they're better than that, then I might be doing a little happy dance for y'all. So we're gonna go see if it was worth it. I do find it interesting that there is Latin and Greek graffiti in here. So something I didn't know, the ceiling is amazing. Something I didn't know is that people have been coming through here for thousands of years. So in the oldest graffiti here dates back to like 270 BC, because these tombs have been open for people to explore. That's why things like Tutankhamun's were such a big deal, is because that was pretty much lost. It hadn't been pilfered, and it's right next to where we are. So the fact that they came across it this close to the Ramses is kind of crazy. Truly had no idea that there was this much color in any of the tombs in Egypt before we got here. And now I want to paint every ceiling in every house we'll ever have blue and gold. So this is where it gets really cool. So the unfortunate part is that it's had a lot of damage done, people who broke in. The not unfortunate part is how freaking awesome it is. You can see where they put it back together. Again, the actual Ramses mummies are not here anymore. They were recovered. I can't even, how did they even get all of this in here, the stone? My mind is blown. If you've watched a few of our videos, you'll know that we don't go calorie free all day, because that just leads to meeting kids. So we've taken a break. There is this beautiful shade right across from King Tut's entrance. Kids are getting a few calories here, taking a little break. It feels fantastic. We've got some snacks, some colas and chips. If you're gonna get a candy bar here, Mars bars are the way to go. They're nothing like American Mars bars, so definitely that. There are the souvenir shops as well, so if you wanted to pick something up, they've got postcards, rings, all kinds of stuff. But great place to take a little break. I'm going to show you to get a little bit of better idea of kind of the layout here, because I had no idea what to expect. We couldn't find it in many videos, but you've got just this giant dirt path here that comes around from where the buses drop you, and then you'll see the little entrances. So like, they'll be marked with which tomb it is, things like that, and then you'll see them. So they just jut out like spider legs all around this little valley, and it's truly spectacular. Definitely toasty, so bring some sunscreen and water. So a little bit of a shake-up at the entrance here. So we have our tickets. Every time you go in a tomb, they punch a hole in it. I wasn't totally sure as to why they did that, but apparently you can only get into 3 of the different ones with your regular ticket, which is a little bit frustrating because we didn't know, so we were going to skip some of the others. But I'm happy with the ones we've picked in the end, that this is our last one. It was also frustrating because they punched our sons twice in one of the things. They punched it 2 times, and I just thought they were punching them like to make sure that, like, I don't know what I thought, but I didn't think anything of it. Anyway, so now the guy wants a tip for letting him go in, even though he's only been into the tombs. So It's a little bit frustrating, exhausting to like fight that all the time. Luckily, the guy in the end was super nice because he could see I was quite upset about it, of not taking the whole family, and we'll see if we get the rub down at the top for more money because it's already asked twice. This last tomb that we've gone into is one of my favorites, actually. It's included in your ticket, but it's quite quiet. There's maybe us and 2 other groups here. It has so much detail. So you've got, I believe this is a pharaoh and his wife, and I won't attempt to pronounce it unless I'm reading it, and I'll tell you which one it is. This is my favorite one. And what a boy. These columns are just fantastic. So this might be one of the most underrated yet the coolest we've seen. So you've also got where they've tunneled into the walls here. Yeah. Did you see the gold on the girl coming in? I think it's actual gold leaf on some of these, but I could be wrong. We'll have to do a little research. You got to see her ear. It might be. So this goes on quite a ways. We've gone down a couple levels already, and it comes all the way through. So there are 2 tombs here. Now this one we're in now, you can see, is void of color. It's been carved in, and now as we get in, the carvings are getting more and more dense, and now we can see the sarcophagi, which is so freaking cool.
Do you think these carvings get more basic because they ran out of... Oh, wow.
So your ticket into Valley of the Kings will get you into any 3 of the regular tombs that aren't an extra fee. You may want to research a little bit ahead of time on which ones you would like to see. I'm really glad that we ended up at the Mehmed and Kedzben. I can't pronounce any of these names. But the last one that we were just in is my favorite one.
Way cool.
And that was the coolest. And the Ramses, I think, was definitely worth it. It's 100 Egyptian pounds, so around $3 US. Totally worth it because it's quite colorful and ornate. But just be aware that you can only get into 3. And then I don't even know what we would have done if we would have known that and they punched the little one's card twice, which was annoying.
We didn't go to Seti one though, but they charge 1,000 pounds, which is 33 US by their exchange.
I didn't even see it, did you?
Yeah, it's down.
Oh, it's down there.
And so that could be worth doing. We don't know. We can't speak for that.
We didn't have the information about it before we got here. We just saw it and thought, oh, it must be pretty great if it's this much money to get in. But we didn't have enough information to feel confident making that decision, so we decided against it. But I feel like there was a little bit of a rub with the ticket guys, the double punch on just the littlest fella. That way, like, they could be like, oh, okay, but he did ask us for a tip several times, which is annoying to, like, clearly the rest of us have only gone 2. I didn't send him in a tomb without us.
It's an archeological site, but each of these guys that's punching your ticket as you walk in is treating it like it's their private business that they're running.
Yeah.
And so it just kind of I mean, it's Egypt. It is what it is. You just have to
Now
say
we were
pretty
talking
much
about
everything.
If you were here, you know, for a week, doing all of Egypt in a week, it's not a huge deal. We're here for a month, so we're 2 weeks into just consistently being asked for tips. So it wears a little bit different on you when you're full-time like that. If you don't want to tip the electric vehicle driver, just jump on, don't talk to them. If you have kids, they're going to try to get the kids in the front, let them drive. We totally did it. It was worth the little tip that we gave because it made them so happy. But in all of our travels, we just like to be very forthcoming on things so that you can make the decision that's best for you. That way you can travel like this without being annoyed, without being nickeled and dimed, and you can become a world explorer. Understand different cultures and have a lot of fun, because really the more you see in the world, the more you see what you have in common with people. That is so true. The more we see, the less we know. Overall, just been a great experience, but with a little bit of research ahead of time, you could really find out everything you need to know about Valley of the Kings and be able to do it without a tour guide. And then you're looking, you know, let's say you did every single add-on ticket, you're looking like $50 per adult as opposed to $150, $200 for a tour. Tell me what you thought.
It was amazing. But
That's so
if
fun.
your eyesight's really dark, and it's really hot, so I recommend you bring a hat.
Yeah. You've been sharing a hat with your brother, huh?
Yeah.
Keep the shade on your neck. So we're walking back through the little bazaar here.
And then we're gonna go take pictures by statues, I guess. That's what she tells me.
On our trip through Giza, we shared a few things that can help a lot as far as keeping, you know, people from bothering you too much, whether offering different services, camel rides, whatever. So go watch that, you'll get a few tips for that. And the bazaars here going into the entrance to Valley of the Kings, something to know is whenever my phone's out, they don't bother me. We heard a rumor that they don't want to be caught on camera being like aggressive, so they want to keep tourists here. They actually do love tourists. They're just working hard to provide for their families. And if it's something you're planning on buying, a souvenir can be very helpful because you can negotiate, have a good time. But if it's something that concerns you at all, just film a little, even if you delete it after, you'll be good.